Hey there, Internet Keeve here, and if you've read the title, yes, I've already scraped up my brand new carbon fiber lip. This is the bottom though. The front's good, as you can see. It's only been on for about 3 or 4 weeks after the bumper was fixed, but the problem with that is I actually bought Sliplo to put on there, and actually got a little discount there for doing a couple of social media posts for them. I just never put it on because I just hadn't had a chance to jack up the car or anything yet. But since the car's in for a wrap, I saw it laying on the floor because they needed to tuck it in, so they took it off. And I was like, man, that's perfect time to go ahead and quickly get this fixed. Now I'm not going to do it the expert or the professional way. I've got 2 or 3 sanding blocks. We'll sand it down, paint it black, make sure we have a nice tight tape line, because we're actually going to do an install video for that Sliplo, so pay attention for that next. There's actually going to be a giveaway on another box of Sliplo that I bought that we're going to be doing on Instagram, so pay attention for that as well. So let's get right into what we need for this. All right, let's go over what we're going to be using in today's video. There will be a link in the description for all these below if you plan to check them out. First and foremost, in any video I'm using chemicals, I always use a latex glove here, a nice grippy one like these. We have an 80, 180, and 320 grit sanding blocks. We have a nice leveling of the surface. Isopropyl alcohol and an old Chemical Guys quick detailer bottle. These are great spray bottles. We have a dual pile microfiber cloth. This is from Rag Company. Stick on one side, not on the other. It's edgeless. Works really well, especially for using alcohol wipe. We also have these plush microfibers. These are also from the Rag Company, edgeless. But we're just using these to keep the carbon fiber from getting scratched. We're just gonna lay them on the table. We have some tape and drape from Scotch. We may or may not use this, but if we do, it'll be when we get through the painting process. We have some Krylon, so all-in-one painter and primer, gloss black. This is the bottom of the lip, so I really don't care. I really don't have to use a clear or anything, just to get that nice leveling surface so we can get that Sliplo to stick on that we're going to be doing in another video. We also have some delicate surface 3M painter's tape. This works really well, especially when you don't want to, scratch a surface or pull anything up. This is a good little tape here. Plus a razor blade, but you can use a knife or a pair of scissors or anything to cut the tape. So as you can see, some of these are pretty deep, but if you'll notice, it's still on the opposite side of the line between the carbon fiber and the black gloss. Here's like a defined line right here. So we'll be able to use that as our tape line and then level it down. The only bad spot we got right here is it's pretty deep right there. We probably won't be able to get all the way down to the surface, but at least we'll be able to smooth this out. So we have a nice bonding for the Sliplo that's going to go on. All right, so we're going to tape it up now. We're probably going to do 2, maybe even 3 layers of tape, at least for the sanding part, so that way when we sand down on the edge here, we can actually go slightly over and get a nice level, but at least that way without still touching the carbon fiber. Alright, so for all the sanding purposes, we're just going to focus on one area just to kind of show you, and then we'll do a time lapse of the rest. This is the 80 grit. This is to get everything broken down really well, and also to we got to get all of this. We can't just paint here, we have to paint even on the spots that have no issues, because as we spray this paint, we want it to be nice and even, so we want to be able to score the areas that are already painted. They already have like a clear, so we definitely want to get that down and then spray back over top of it. Alright, so it's my first time doing this, so bear with me. I'm learning as we go here. It's getting nice and smooth. We're starting to get some of those scratches out. Alright, that's it for the 80 grit. Definitely took it down a good bit. A lot of these scratches are just too deep. We could fill them, but it's just the bottom right here. This isn't the carbon fiber part. This is just the plastic part. I mean, obviously this is just plastic and fiberglass, and there's a carbon weave over top of it. I mean, you're talking thousands and thousands of dollars if you're getting something that's pure carbon fiber and just not covered. So from this point, we're going to switch to the 180 grit, smooth it out even more, and then we'll go to the 320 grit and smooth it out so it's nice and smooth for paint. Like I said, we don't want to get too deep. This is not thick. This is kind of thin, so I don't want to dig in too much and lose too much material here. All right, so that's getting even smoother. You can feel it. We're actually getting some of the cracks. Definitely, and the scratches are definitely getting a little bit smoother. That way the product, obviously if we do enough coats of the gloss paint and the cracks aren't deep enough, we might be able to get the smooth out even more, and the cracks won't show as much and the scratches. So let's move to the 320. All right, so the 320 is done. All we need now is to use the alcohol to clean it off. We definitely want to take this tape off and retape it for when we paint, because dust has gotten underneath this tape. We don't want that kind of layer. It's going to look kind of weird. So it's nice and smooth. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the carbon fiber here. All right, so we've done the 3 levels of grit, nice and smooth. So what we're going to do now is just peel that tape up and see what it looks like underneath. See that line? All right, we actually went into the garage and blew this off with an air compressor just to get most of the dust off. But now we're going to spray on the alcohol. Then with the thick side, wipe off all that dust. You have to do this several times, flipping the microfiber over each time, because we have so many nooks and crannies that we have the dust. Alright, so you do it for the next time, you just take your microfiber towel, then flip it the opposite way, and then you do it again. Alright, we're now all cleaned up with the alcohol. As you can see, there's still that nice defined line from where the tape was, but it's just so clean and smooth. When that paint gets on there, it's going to look real nice. I actually think this is more, when it's painted, it's going to look better than it did stock before, because you can just kind of see how it was painted before. There's a lot of impurities. This is actually probably smoother than it was at the beginning. As you can see, we've already done our new tape line with the purple delicate tape. And what we're going to do is, we're going back over with tape and drape, but we're not going all the way to the line. We're going pretty far down, so that way we can use one single line. We can use the up and down around the curves to keep the tape all the way around and keep one continuous stream of this tape and drape. Then we'll pull it around to the other side and we'll tape it to the back side. So that way we can just sit there and paint the whole thing. You see my cat going by there. Alright, I think we are tape prepped, ready to go for some spray paint. As you see, I have the blue line is further back, so that way I'll be able to work up and down to get the curve in one solid piece. Protecting the areas that I didn't sand. And then at the top, it was tape and drape. So I just used the tape and drape, pulled it back. It's part of this blue tape right here. Pulled it back and then used my purple tape to tape it to the back side. So that way we don't get any overspray on the carbon fiber, and everything will be nice and neat. Alright, so you shake the can for 1 to 2 minutes. I've already shaked it up a good bit already. You hold the can about 8 to 10 inches away, and then you just do light coats this first time around. So let's try this out. In sweeping motions, overlapping. See, I'm not going heavy. You don't want it to run. Alright guys, so that's about 5 coats in. All the paint cans completely gone. Came out really good. There's only a few spots where you can see a little bit of scratches that are just really deep, but it really smoothed out very nicely. Here's the finished product. You can see that carbon fiber line right there at the gloss. This came out way better than I ever expected, especially with just some paint primer. This isn't clear coated or wet sanded or anything. As you can see, we have still some of those areas where the scratches are really, really deep. Just no way. I think our really first only blemish on this is right there. There's a slight little run right there, but not bad at all. You can see that carbon fiber line from this side. We really got that looking nice. As you can see, it's glossy enough to see your reflection. Came out great. So now the next video we could put on that Sliplo, tell you about that product. So thank you very much. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.